Hey everybody, welcome back to Fix the Rust Bucket. I know it's been a while since I've posted a video and I appreciate everybody's patience and waiting for that. We have a lot to cover in this video. Where the Bronco's at, where the red Chevy pickup's at, what's this underneath of here, and for your patience, we have a great giveaway coming up you're not going to want to miss. So stick around, let's get started. So on my last video, if you follow the channel, you saw the last video we were pulling the engine out on the Bronco, and I had just finished getting that video basically uploaded when I got an email back from the chemical dip company not far from me with a price to dip the truck. Originally we wanted to dip the truck in the frame, make it quick and easy for us, and then start working on the body work. This email changed all that, and so now I'm having to buy a bunch of stuff I did not have on hand. So we'll get into that right now. The Bronco is outside, right outside this wall here. It is outside, covered up, and it is ready for the body work. So they replied back to me, and I had to write notes because it's been 2 months since I even got this email from them. But the body shell, any parts to it, and the frame is what I requested a quote on. Frame being nothing attached to it, just the frame rails. So they got back to me with $1,000 on dipping the frame. Shell of the truck alone, no doors attached, no hood, no fenders, no nothing. They wanted $5,600 for that. If I want to get the fenders, doors, anything else dipped, it's another $450 per part. So I had the 2 fenders, the hood, and the 3 doors to get dipped. That was another $2,700. So now we are at $9,300 to get that truck dipped. $9,300. After they sent me that email, nowhere in the email did it say anything about them putting any kind of a coating back on the dipped parts so it didn't flash rust before I picked up the parts, brought them back down to here. That's also, now granted, these prices too are not delivery or pickup. This is me delivering the parts to them and me picking the parts back up. So they replied back to me, they wanted an additional $250 per part to put a coating on it. I forget what the name of the coating is, it doesn't matter. $250 per part to put a coating on there so it doesn't flash rust. So it was another $2,000. So in the end, if I was to do this with them, it was going to be $11,300 to have my truck dipped, and that doesn't count my fuel costs and time going out there. I pretty much didn't answer them, left it alone. I'm not having it dipped. That's ridiculous. You tell me in the comments here what you think about that price. I'm not going to pay them over $11,000 to have that dipped. That's ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. We don't want to go out and buy used Broncos to cut pieces off of them because we're going to be in the same boat we're in with the Bronco now, and that's rusty and or damaged or both parts that still need metal work done to them. So there's parts that we cannot get repopped. There's a few things left that we can get repopped, but I'm going to go over the ones that you can't get or I cannot find. And that is the roof of the truck, behind the doors, above the rear quarters, there's a section that goes from the rear quarter up to the roof. I'm not sure what it's called. Those are not remanufactured. And I believe the other part was basically the floor of the bed and inside where the back seat sits. Those parts right there in the corners, which are severely rusted out on this one, you cannot find them anymore. We will end up doing a lot more metal work on this truck than intended. With that said, there's a lot of tools and a lot of equipment we did not have on hand in the garage to do that. So we've been trying as hard as possible and as quick as possible to get those in to start getting videos out for you guys. Truck is ready to go. We do have a few parts. We can start bringing it in and out, and we're going to start getting some videos done on that stuff, what we have right now. As for the red Chevy pickup truck, it is gone. I didn't plan on getting rid of the truck, but I couldn't turn down a deal, and the deal was what's underneath of this tarp right now. I traded the truck title for title. I think I got the better end of the deal. Could I have sold it? Yeah, I could have sold the truck, but I didn't plan on selling the truck. I'd actually planned on using it, but I couldn't turn down the deal that I'm sitting on right now. So again, we're going to get into what's underneath the tarp here in a minute. Now, the silver Pontiac, way back in the beginning when I first started the channel, we're going on 2 years, a little over 2 years now. Somebody took the nose off the car, and I'll try and see if I can find some pictures of it. I'll insert the pictures of it. Somebody decided to drive the front across of his car and messed up, wrecked his car. Not too bad, but enough that we've got to do some more repairs. And that's what these parts are right here. This is what's left of his front bumper. It's in two pieces. There's the one piece and our second piece, which goes that way. Completely ripped in half. These bumpers, those bumpers right there for the GXP. Now you can get bumpers a dime a dozen for the Grand Prix base model. As for the GXP, a bumper that style, it doesn't exist anymore. They don't make them again. They don't make them anymore. If you do find one, it's a refurbished bumper, and it's, I think the cheapest one we found was, it was either $600 or $800 for a refurbished bumper. Looked up the materials that these are made out of, and it is possible, believe it or not, it is possible to repair these bumpers. We have, it's a malleable plastic that Pontiac made, and you can take and heat and melt, just like a lot of other plastic bumpers. This is able to be heated up and reformed, and or basically, if you want to call it, restitched back together. This is going to be in an upcoming video. We're going to go ahead and get this bumper fixed. It's going to look brand new, I hope. We'll see. You'll find out. But we're going to get that bumper taken care of as well. So that's another video we're going to be working on, or another project that we've got to work on. All right, so that's got you caught up. A little bit of what's going on. That's got you caught up with the Bronco. Unexpected damage done to his Pontiac GXP. Now we're going to get into what I traded the red Chevy pickup truck for, plus the giveaway. So let me get the bumper out of the way and we'll get started with that. Without further ado, let's reveal the new second vehicle for Fix the Rust Bucket channel. And this is going to be, I think you guys are going to like it. This is going to be a great project to be working on. And we're going to have a lot of fun with this one as well. All right, so a little backstory real quick on this car and why this car is going to be our second vehicle, and the reason why I've been holding off on buying other cars. There's been plenty of cars I've seen. When I say we, my family, my wife and my son, there's plenty of cars we've seen that we could have bought, that we didn't buy, that we could have restored. The reason for this one is, and I'm not going to give the year because I'm not going to get in trouble with my wife giving out her age, but this was, not this one particular obviously, but this style car and this type of car was her first car she ever owned. With that said, she let somebody borrow it, and 20 minutes after they borrowed the car, they were involved in an accident and they totaled her car out on her. After I met her and she told me about the car, I told her we would find another one and we would completely restore it for her back to what she had. We're not going factory back on this car, the colors, things like that. And we're going to now, because we can, customize it for her and for us, what our likings are. We'll get into that some other time. There's a lot of things that we're trying to figure out right now, because I've had this car for, today is Monday. I've had this car here for a week now. Okay, so this car in particular, like I said, somebody had it posted. They were asking X amount of dollars for it, and or a trade for a running vehicle. Well, I offered up the red Chevy pickup truck. I have no problem doing that for my wife. The person accepted the offer. We did the deal. The driveline, as far as I know, the engine is not the original engine. From what we searched, the engine is not the original engine to the car. I don't know about the transmission yet. It's a 350 automatic 2-barrel right now. That's going to change. Great thing about this car was whoever purchased this car back in 1972, they kept, and I'll show you here, they kept the original owner's manual to the car, which this one here is important safety and maintenance instructions. The things that you get in your car in your glove box. All of the books, that book, they kept and had the emissions control system, which we're not worried about emissions anymore. Required maintenance and warranty information book, all still intact. Everything's there from the dealer. And then this one here is the owner's manual and operating instructions for the car. So how cool is that? It's got everything in here. Now it's showing obviously the automatics and the manual transmissions that they had. So that was one cool bonus that we got. Another bonus that was not expected when we got this car and I didn't know about it was these are, let's see if I can do one at a time here. This one's not a big deal. So this is from the dealer, 1972. When you would walk into the dealership, I don't know if younger generation doesn't know about these books, the older generation will. When you walked into a dealership, these books were on shelves at the dealerships for the vehicles, and you could choose accessories, go over different things in the models and things you could get interior wise and or driveline wise. So with these books, again, like I said, they are the original books from the dealer, and they're considering 51 years old. I would say they're in mint condition. You get your wheels and hubcap choices, body styles, interior styles. I mean, even down to you could pick and choose your steering wheels. So I said, look at this. Shows how old it is. For the younger generation, that's an 8-track, not Bluetooth stereo. So anyway, so that book here, this is accessories and different things you can get added to your vehicle. And if they had it on the lot, you could get it right then and there. If not, you could order it with these accessories and get the car to you. The other one was basically, what is this one here? This is showing, this is what they had on the lot in 72 here for the Pontiacs. So the different models and types of cars they had. And it'll give you a little bit of information on the wheelbases and things like that. And we'll get to real quick here in the middle, which is the car we have here. If I can find it real quick. So without tearing it up and breaking it apart, is the Firebirds. So how cool is that? So these two books are original from the dealership. So they're buyer's guide, standard equipment, and for each model tells you everything about inside standard equipment models. With those books, that was pretty cool. That was just an extra bonus on the car. But back to just the fact that we found her car, or what her first car was, and we're going to be able to restore it for her. We are going to go down, just like we're doing the Bronco, we are going down to nut and bolt. Everything's getting replaced and redone on the car. Let's get into all these boxes. The guy said he had some new parts and stuff like that. I didn't care. I just wanted the car. He said he had some new parts and other stuff in there. Let's get into that and see what's inside the interior. And the trunk is filled with some boxes too. After running the VIN, checking everything on it, this is the original color, which you really can't tell anymore, and I forget what color it was called. The original striping on the car. Down the sides, which as you get farther in the back, you'll see it doesn't exist anymore. It's very faded. Has the original wheels from the dealer, all four. Plus, somehow these 4 caps did not go missing, and they were on the car, and that was stock for these wheels. So let's get around, go look at the car. The nose, since everything is in the car is in pretty rough shape, but everything is there. And everything is original to the car. The grills are not damaged in any way. Both sides. You have your lower turn signal. The bezels around the turn signals. The bezels around the lights. Not damaged. All right, so you have to excuse me there for a minute. I dropped the mic off me. So there we are, back to the bezels, which are in really good condition for their age. All in good shape. This one does have a slight dent. We'll take care of that. Down the sides, original trim around the wheel wells, in good shape. We'll see what it looks like underneath. The fenders seem to be in fairly good shape too. I don't know why. So from the roof line back, and you'll see, it rusted out really bad, but maybe there was a cover on the front of the car and it blew off the back. I don't know the reason. I couldn't get the story on it. All of the original will go on both sides. All the original badging is still on the car, faded out. We're going to redo them. They're metal. I'm going to try and powder coat them. Trim on the bottom. This door has seen better days. The interior has definitely seen better days, but it does have the original seats as far as I can tell. I got to find the backrest to them, which there's one. Somebody took, and I apologize. Let me get some light so you can see a little bit better inside. Everything's been pulled out of it. Floor pans, obviously. There's the center's all gone, or at least as far as I know. Like I said, we got to get through these boxes. I did not go through them. Back end, the dashboard panel's gone, but then up here in the front, for the ones that don't know, these were all original metal. In front of the pleather, these were all metal, front and back. So with that, this one's in some bad shape. There's a rust hole right there, but I think it's a repairable part. If not, it's crazy. This is a 72 Firebird. This has more repop metal options than the Bronco. I guess it's just demand. There's a lot higher demand for this than the Broncos. As you can see here, original striping. I don't know if you can make it out. That's original striping down the car as well. Come back to the trunk. Again, we still have original wheels. Gonna have to really look at these fenders. They're heavily rusted on the outside. We gotta see what the insides look like. Now the trunk deck lid, except for this corner here, it's got some heavy rust. It's not necessarily pitted. It's just got some heavy rust. Other than that, I really think, unless underneath is here, I really think the trunk lid is a salvageable part. We'll have to look and see later. Back here, original badging, even the badging from last dealer, I guess, or the first dealer that sold the car. Badging is all still there, just faded out. Oh, taillights. All the stuff around the taillights, all still there. This taillight, the red lens is faded really bad. So, like I said, I'm not looking to make this original, say, all original parts. We're making it to look good. Maybe we'll take it to some car shows or something. I don't know, but we're building it to enjoy it. We're not going to build it and park it. This car is going to tear up some roads when we're done with it. So, and same thing down the passenger side. Heavy rust on the doors for some reason. Rear quarter and the roof. And where is it? Over here. Goodness gracious. There's a sunroof. I guess you want to call it that. There's the sunroof of the car. The hole right on into the interior. That's getting replaced. The other side, the interior, and the fender. All right, so back up to the front for the ones that don't know. These are fiberglass hood tops, and then underneath is metal. And then inside here, completely 100% solid, not broken on both sides. All right, so here we are under the hood. Somebody removed the hinge springs, so I've got to use a stick to hold it up for now. This hood, now like I was saying, is fiberglass on the top, fiberglass across the bottom. There is a little bit of metal that is attached to the fiberglass holding these, these hoods on. Now this, as you can see, there's the cutouts. I'm not sure, I have to research it, but there's the cutouts for what would be the 455 HO and SD, I believe it is, models. It came with factory AC, factory power steering down there, and the only thing that this person did not get, which we are going to add to it, would have been power brakes. It was manual brakes. The inner fenders, again, are metal. They seem to be in fairly good condition. A little more heavy rust on the passenger side over here. Up front, some heavy rust. Latches are completely gone. I'm gonna fix all that, but still pretty stoked about this car. All right, so now I'm gonna get started. I promise. I'm getting started right now on pulling stuff out of the car. You guys are gonna see it for the first time with me on what we have. Just wanted to point this out. We do have some fiberglass damage done to the hood all the way across. So we are gonna be having to do some repairs. And up here in the front, 51 years old, not bad, but some cracking into the fiberglass here. And then I don't know what that is. It's so smooth. I don't know if somebody started sanding it down or what. But, all right, let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get into the boxes and see what we got. All right, so first box, we're gonna go through and see what we got. And like I said, I haven't gone through this either, so my surprise is going to be your surprise. So 2 boxes here, 2 blue mirrors for the doors. New part, looks like probably for corner lenses, which also I don't think I showed you. The 4 corner markers are also there and intact, not damaged. Your rear defrost switch with a cigarette lighter. Another plastic piece for the dash. An instrument cluster, which I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up, see if that is. Yeah. I don't know. I have to look and see if that's original to this car. I'm not sure yet, but we'll check. A fuel gauge and a voltmeter, which it's not in there, so possibly part of the car. Looks like possibly, I'm not going to read it right now, I'm not going to bore you with that. Something from General Motors, looks like carburetor parts. Piece of paper. Headlight switch. Not bad. Don't know. Not sure about that. Plastic piece to go over your, which does not match this part, to go over the gauges. Some bezels for that. Shift lever, shift knob for the automatic. Pretty cool. And actually, that's actually pretty stinking cool. So here you go. Maybe it's the original or it's off of a used one, but it's the shift lever with the Firebird button for the inside. Push it down, move it in and out of park and drive and all that stuff. That's pretty cool. I like that. There. Another cigarette lighter. Another couple pieces of plastic. Your red lens for your, which it's on here, oil, amps, and your water temperature to get hot. Some more plastic fiberglass, or excuse me, not fiberglass, more plastic Firebird badging. Possibly these. If you know, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to look it up, but maybe these were attached to the interior somewhere or went to the interior. That's the back side. Maybe they were on the door panels. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's see what else we got here. Some more new parts for corner markers. I don't know. genuine GM parts, it says. And some Ziploc bags of Aha. Nice. The plastic part for in the middle. Get my hand behind it. There you go. Park drive and all that. Gear selector. Save that. That's pretty much it. There's some more bezels for gauges. Some little dial looking pieces. Your event. And that's it. Another switch in here. Wiper motors, I guess here. It's 2 clicks, so there was no delayed wipers on these cars, so you got low and high, and then a push button for your can't get it out for your washer fluid. I'm just amazed by what I'm finding in here, that's all. Piece of the dash and a door handle, inner door handle piece, which doesn't match this. The interior of this car, as you saw earlier we're going around the inside, is tan, beige, whatever you want to call it. So let's get this put away and we'll continue on with the next box. Be right back. All right, so real quick, I didn't cover these that came out of there. These 2 cardboard boxes are marked, they're marked 72 formula, and they are the pinstriping, if you want to call it pinstriping, the wide strips, thin strips, and this piece of paper inside here showed you where it went along. This was for, get in the right position here, it was from the front fender all the way down the door and rear fender back to where it meets up with the bumper. So we got 2 boxes of that, same thing. So driver side, passenger side. I don't know, I'm not sure, but I don't think those are going to be going back on the car. I'm going to do a custom paint job on this one. All right, so let's get the next box out. Do the boxes real quick here first. This isn't really much here. Little blower motor. Another transmission center shift lever, and just a piece of wiring to a light, maybe like a glove box light or something like that. Nothing too fancy, nothing too special. Where I picked this car up, I was told by across the street was a body shop from the vacant lot this is sitting in. I'll put up some pictures real quick here. This car, I found it was sitting in a fenced off lot of vehicles, and it had been sitting there for a couple of years right up front, as you can see in the pictures here. The body shop across the street said people constantly were asking them who owned it, was it for sale, could they buy it. These boxes here have been sitting for years. All I know is the car was sitting for years in this fenced off lot and nobody did anything with it. So, oh, look at this. So we have a dashboard part. We have the part for the dashboard, which somebody bought brand new. And then it sat in there and got a little bit of damage. So there we go. My wife and I did discuss it because, like I said, it's her car. We are doing a black interior on this car. So we'll see if we can reuse this. If not, we'll sell it to somebody else and we'll get a new one that's black. I think we can repaint it. I do want to, I got to convince my wife, and I've got to get a sewing machine. We are going to hopefully do our own upholstery, and we are going to do a leather interior throughout this car. Door panels, all the seats, everything we can do leather that looks correct. I guess you would say it's not going to necessarily be correct for the model maybe, but it looks correct. But we'll see. So new dashboard part. Put this away. Well, if this has been sitting for years, it's probably going to be moldy. Let's get it out and look and see. I am never going to get this back in the box right. So here we go. It is just complete front and back. Oh, that would be the driver's side kind of looks cut funky across the top, but I don't know. So here we go. We have the hump for the middle. There's the hard plastic mat driver's side. So it looks to be a complete carpet. It's been rolled up for who knows how long. So front and back carpeting, but somebody chopped this. This is garbage. Again, it's beige too, or brown. Not going to be the original color, so I don't know what to do with this. But you have the end trim on it, which would have met the back carpet coming from the rear of the vehicle to the front, and they overlapped more or less under the seats. But looking at this one, it could be from the manufacturer like that, but it just looks really, really bad. Like somebody cut this carpet in half. Maybe it was one whole piece, but doesn't matter. This is going to be going. Somehow I got that back in the box, and let's see, there's a shipping label on here. Does it have a date? There you go. This shipping label has a date of 2005. I don't know, October of 2005. I don't know if that indicates how long that was sitting in the car, but that's pretty much going to be garbage. I'm not going to do anything with that. What else we got here? Ugh. Another Pontiac steering wheel. Nothing too fancy. It's black. A bunch of plastic bags, trash bags. Probably were covering the seats up. So somebody went and put plastic bags over the seats, trying to keep them. I'm not going to even pull it all out. They're covered in rust and dirt. They'll come out. I'm going to put the car outside and we'll clean them out. But with that said, I'll tell you what we got. We have the 2 front bottom cushions and the 2 front seat back cushion, backrest part. On the back of the car on the floor, we have the 2 bottom cushions. But as of right now, I don't see the back seat backrest part. So, this stuff stinks. So, those will be reupholstered, and we will be keeping those for the car. We'll just reupholster them. And then, last but not least in this car right now, I can see is, a wiring harness. We got a wiring harness. The dashboard is not completely torn out, so I don't know where this one came from. Let's see if we can figure it out here real quick. So what's got attached to it? Another cigarette lighter attachment to it. So this is something somebody got used, and the fuse block that is beyond ugly. We're going to update all the wiring on this one as well, like we're doing on the Bronco. We're not going to use the old glass bus fuses. We get all this put away, and we'll get into the trunk, see what the trunk's got. So here we go, another, which would have been the interior of the dashboard, which is toast. Not sure if it's still good or not. The metal with the lovely fake wood grain. Oh, look at that. It's got Pontiac. Somehow the paint on the inside there actually stayed, but it's the metal frame. All your gauges would be tucked up underneath. Could be original to the car, I don't know, because you had a choice of, a lot of the cars had a choice of that wood grain. We'll see if we can reuse it. If it's too far gone, we'll get another one. I know there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of repop stuff or aftermarket equipment that we can get for this. And I don't mind getting the aftermarket equipment because this car will never go anywhere ever again. So I'm not going to put this on there, but AC pump, which we're going to store right now already on the floor. Probably need that for a cord charge. So what do we got in this box here? Some type of interior part, which is garbage. Not even worth saving. I don't even know why they have them. dashboard vent pieces, your ductwork basically through your dashboard. Some more really nasty plastic pieces. Oh, here we go, look at this. So there's the 2 hood springs. This here actually goes under the steering column, and it's your air vent. That have to get a new piece, or if we can refurbish this and get it painted black. I know there is paints out there that you can clean these up, and with the proper sanding or the proper preparation, you can paint these to be a different color. There's a hook broken on this side, but there's 3 out of 4 still on there. Not a big deal, we can try and fix that. More junk, another headlight switch. Doesn't even work. It's all rusted out. Yeah, this is somebody took a steering wheel apart on this one. Your locking the steering wheel when you pull the key out. Another washer, wiper motor switch. I don't even know it's so rusted out. It's part of probably your vacuum system under the hood. A seatbelt. Like, I don't understand some of the stuff this person got, but maybe it was in good condition when they got it, but it's garbage now. The rest of this stuff is pretty much garbage. Well, let's put this away. We'll put this off to the side for now. At least they knew what type of gaskets to buy. I'm a big Felpro fan, gasket fan, and that looks like an entire kit, or feels like an entire kit for regasketing the entire engine. They've been sitting in there for so long. It's literally, you got your heads, your exhaust manifold, your valve covers, oil pan. It's not worth, to me, it's not worth taking the risk of an old gasket, especially the carpet's marked 2005. It's not worth the risk to rebuild the engine to have a worn out, bent up, as you can see the box all bent up gasket destroy the engine. So more junk. Carburetor plate, center of another Pontiac steering wheel. Either an alternator, yeah, it looks more like an alternator bracket. Junk. Like, goodness gracious, people. All right, this is good. Those are good. I'll show you those in a second here. Steering wheel pieces for the horn, and a parking brake release cable, which is rusted out and snapped. So, but these are good. That's a good find right here. Is corner trim pieces, either for the front or back windshield. Put these off to the side because we're going to start off with, on this car, you can let me know in the comments too. Again, comment below. What do you want to see on this car? We're tearing this all the way down as far as we can. Excuse me. Tearing this down as far as we can to do a complete body restoration. Every nut and bolt and wire will be replaced on this car. The body panels, as we cannot repair them or they're beyond repairable, too many patches, we'll use repop metal. So we went through that box, those 2 boxes. There's, I think, 1 or 2 more back here. All right, well, this box I'm not gonna pick up. It's got a starter motor in it, an old distributor in it that's rusted beyond rust. I can show you these real quick, but show you this real quick here. Ugh. So the interior, for the people that don't know, again, these are the interior trim pieces, which are actually made out of metal along your A-pillar, sometimes along the back, but so here you go. So this one is in not too bad a shape, but it's rusty. This one, I'm not gonna buy unless I can't buy it remanufactured part. The bottom, as you can see, is roached out. It's not there anymore. So if we can't get these repopped, we will we'll end up having to repair these. So a couple of those, a couple more pieces. Basically, it looks like 4 of the pieces. So probably the A pillar, and then back somewhere, maybe probably where the seat belts went in between the back and front seats. But just put them off to the side. And like I said, the other box back here with a starter motor in it, wiper motor in it. Really, really cool. I almost dread to pull all of this out. So I'm gonna be super careful with doing this, but I'll get a couple pieces. Some of you folks might know what that noise is. If you grew up with these cars, you're gonna know exactly what that noise is. I'll bring up a couple pieces and then I'm gonna leave the rest in the trunk because it's gotta get saved. And not damaged. So here we go. So the trunk is filled with, and it's all missing. It's all missing around the front windshield, back windshield, and even around the door windows here. So we'll start off with that. We have, looks like, or appears to be, all of the metal trim for around all the windows. That, to me, that's real easy. If they're not bent, damaged, or anything, and we might even be able to straighten them out, they are cleanable and reusable. So we'll have to check on all that later on down the build. So the only other thing that was in the trunk is going to be the 2 on the kick panels. They're just inside the doors, which they're pretty long because, but here we go. The old plates that would hold the carpet down as you open up the door. This was on the bottom and screwed to the body. Both of them are there. The fisher is kind of faded out, but pretty cool. We also have, gotta find what these are. You gotta be really careful with this stuff because we have the window track trim pieces for the side windows, which are not in the windows anymore. There is some trim right along the side here, but the weather stripping is gone. But the tracks for the windows to ride up on, the weather stripping is missing from them. And somebody actually marked these. So somebody was starting maybe to consider restoring this. So this one's marked driver's side pillar and the passenger side pillar. These are the pieces that your rubber seal would sit in. That's what these holes are all for. And then this back seal seals up with the body of the car. Not bent and in good shape considering. Need some rubber seals for that. So that's pretty cool. Good find on that. One more piece. This will be your driver's side end of the tail fin. I do not see, and we've gone through pretty much the car. I don't see I said driver's side, passenger side. I don't see the driver's side tail fin piece, but let me get all this mess wrapped up, put back away. And I believe with that, there's one more thing to do. What the giveaway is and when and how you can win this giveaway. Well, let's get into what you've all been probably waiting for, and that is the giveaway. Here's what the giveaway rules, if you want to call it, really not rules, but rules for the giveaway. And that is, we will do the giveaway once we surpass the 1,000 subscriber, blah, blah, blah. Once we surpass the 1,000 subscriber count, it could be 1,005, could be 1,015. When I catch it at 1,000 or more, I will not go over 20. I promise I will catch it quick enough. We will do a separate video just for the giveaway, and maybe we'll get caught up on what we're doing with the vehicles, which one's in or out, and where we're at with them. So in order to be entered into that, it's real simple. It doesn't cost you a penny. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. If you don't hit that notification bell, you won't know when I post the video for the giveaway. So here is the giveaway. This is not sponsored by Milwaukee. This is going to be a Milwaukee giveaway. It's not sponsored by them. Fix the Rust Bucket went out and got this tool to give to you guys for your patience and for your subscription to the channel. So here's what we're going to be giving away. It will be the M18 cordless 1/2 inch compact impact wrench set. And I'll show you what comes with this giveaway. This will be the one you're getting. I'm going to show you what you get with the giveaway. What you're going to be getting is what I just told you with the cordless Milwaukee 1/2 inch compact impact gun. So you have the impact gun and 2 batteries and a charger. All right, so there is one more thing I forgot to mention on the giveaway, and I apologize for anybody outside of the lower 48 states. I can only ship this giveaway to a subscriber in the lower 48 states. If you're outside the country, I apologize. This is to include Hawaii and Alaska. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I appreciate you watching. Hit the thumbs up. Don't forget, subscribe right here. In the meantime, check out some other videos.